Thank you very much, Jen, for such a great session. So it's morning here. So good
Yeah.
morning, everybody, and assalamualaikum to my dear friends and colleagues who are listening in. And for those that might not be familiar, just the phrase assalamualaikum just means peace be upon all of you. Yeah. So I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ashikin. I'm a mother, firstly. I'm a pediatrician and also a medical lecturer from Malaysia. So it's nice meeting all of you. I would like to really thank Ning. She's a good friend of mine who introduced me to Jen. And I learned lots of new things from both of them, a lot actually. So, firstly, I would like to share what attracted me to the course. So, what appealed to me most was how it combines the understanding of child development to promote breastfeeding. And I think this is actually a new perspective for me, actually. And the evidence underlying all this, because doctors, we just like evidence based. As a pediatrician, I would say many of these ideas. They're not really foreign. However, what I have found that these hug strategies really help me to explain concepts that I know in a simpler manner to patients, right? Okay, so having a knowledge of a certain topic is only half the battle, but the ability to share it with your patients, that's the other half that you have to handle. So, as what Jen keeps on telling us, um, um, what we teach the parent is as important as how we teach it. So, even though we know it, it's not necessarily that we can tell them in a effective way. So how I've actually used this skill in my daily practice is I've actually learned to use little bits of skills here and there and incorporate it during the baby's routine follow-up and immunization sessions. So I will usually anticipate the growth and development for that particular baby when they walk in, right? And I'll share, scatter the information a little bit here, a little bit there during our routine conversations with the moms. And this really helps. And another thing that I find really helpful is actually I've become more vocal when examining patients. And as Jen puts it, I've become a commentator, just like a sports broadcaster, right? So I found that when I broadcast and comment as I'm doing the developmental assessment or the neurodevelopmental assessment, it really helps parents to see like, wow, my baby can do that. So it's such a joy for me to see the parents going, oh, really, doctor? Oh, so I think it makes me feel happy. And sometimes they'll just go like, he's crying. That doesn't really mean he's hungry, is it, doctor? So this really allows me to continue the conversation in a more natural way. And it really helps me to get the patients to, or parents really, to understand what's happening and respond to their baby in an appropriate manner. So even though this doesn't take much more time than my usual clinic schedule, but I have actually observed, I mean, I haven't done any research, but from my observation, this deeper understanding actually has in some groups of them, I do say they're coming back and, oh, I'm still breastfeeding, and they're actually much happier. And I feel really happy about this. And just the last thing that I would like to share is all of us know the first 1,000 days of the child's life is probably the most important part of their life because this is when their brain grows the fastest. So, by us able to coach parents to understand their behavior and that different children have different temperament, it's not only about breastfeeding, but most importantly, I think this is actually empowering our parents towards helping to practice responsive and positive parenting, which would empower them to actually nurture their child to achieve their optimal growth potential. And I think as pediatricians, that's the gist of our work, wanting a child to develop and grow as optimally as possible.